Hi, my name is Lisa Monroe. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a licensed plumber for over 30 years. I was married for over 27 years with 3 kids and 3 grandkids. I live in Hamilton, Ontario, and I'm a proud transgender woman. Growing up, I had one of the greatest childhoods and, one of the worst childhoods. I grew up thinking that there was something wrong with me, that I felt that I knew I was different, but I didn't know what exactly that meant. But I had the greatest male role models with my dad and my brothers and my sister's husbands. They were all married in the 70s. So, and I was, again, quite young. So I had the greatest male role models. And I just knew that, I wasn't one of them. I tried to be, I idolized them. That was very, very, very hard. I remember we were up at our family cottage. I took a friend of mine that lived across the road, and he had just started shaving, and he was really excited, and we were sitting in the cottage. So I don't know if it was around dinner time or raining, because we didn't spend too much time in the cottage, but he wanted to show my dad his razor, and he was very proud of this. And then I, made a statement after, I said, "Dad, I hope I never have to shave." And then his response, I thought was amazing. I didn't think any of it at the time, but at the time, and this would have been early 80s, and he said, "Well, we'll try and put it off as long as we can." So I thought that, at the time it didn't mean anything, but now looking back, I thought, what an amazing answer. Especially, being trans and, not knowing, there was no information, no internet, it's not like you could talk to your family doctor. I was nervous, at 51 to go to our family doctor. At, 12, 13, 14, 10, nobody to talk to. My parents are pretty old school, and they were, again, they both passed in the last couple of years in their 90s. So it's not, the times were just so much different. I came out, again, I'm 54 years old. I came out when I was 51 and a half-ish. It was on November 19th, which was the very last day of Trans Week of Awareness, which everybody knows is the day before Trans Day Remembrance. I came out as a result of family tragedies and realizing that I'm not getting any younger, and life is very short, and nobody knows, what is in store for us, health-wise, as we do get older. What started it, my sister, she was 69, and she had passed. And then my spouse's brother had a major stroke. And then my 90-year-old father, Dad, he tripped over the coffee table and really did some serious damage to his leg. And this was all in the span of 3 weeks. And it was a lot for me to take. And like, it just didn't stop, like the phone, every week, there's this horrific news. And I just realized that I have to be me, and I have to come out, and I can't, go on the way I'm going on, that I have to be me and show people who I am. It was a very easy decision to make. It was also scary, lots of anxieties. And, in a very short period of time, my marriage ending, was very, very hard. But I felt all alone with this. And that wasn't the case with, all the supports that are out in society. Wasn't too aware. And so I would like to be part of, awareness and education of all the supports that, the trans people do have, and how important it is to use those supports. When I did come out on November 19th of 2018, I came out in the afternoon on social media, Facebook, and then I was on afternoon shift at work, and it was just the most wonderful shift that I ever had. To my knowledge, nobody knew. I knew, and I was out, and I just felt I was glowing. I just felt amazing. And 3 weeks later, I came out to one manager and, explained to him, that I'm transitioning and I've started hormones. And he was very, very supportive. I'd already reached out to our diversity and inclusiveness department, and I hadn't heard back from them because I didn't know, what my next steps were. Started talking to our diversity and confidence department, the manager. And then in February, I came out to 5 strategic managers in my department through email. Again, that was just another best day. The weight of everything off my shoulders was just amazing. To be able to tell them and share with what's going on with me, and because for 3 months, I was transitioning, and as far as I'm concerned, most people didn't know. Only 1 or 2 people knew, and it was just the greatest feeling that, coming out to my managers, and that's when HR got involved, and then started, the planning for training for my coworkers about me transitioning, which again was amazing. When I came out, basically my marriage ended very shortly thereafter. And, that was very, very hard. I'm not in my spouse's or soon-to-be ex's life, or my kids' life, or my grandkids' life right now. Hopefully at some point that will change, and I will be. Just everybody, I guess, needs time. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. I have a very supportive employer. I work for a very large company in Mississauga. That's the airport in Toronto. I'm a proud Unifor member, and my transition in the workplace has just been great for me. I've had, some issues, and there always are with everything, but for the most part, it has been very good. The training that my HR person did with Unifor Union for my coworkers was really amazing, humbling, and beautiful, and important. So my employer has really taken this seriously. I do work in a male-dominated industry, being a licensed plumber, but yeah, it's been really, really great. But I'm, proud. We raised 3 amazing kids, and, being married 27 years was, the greatest. I'm on a different journey now, and it's, I'm living my best life, and I'm proud to be me. I wouldn't choose this, but I have no choice, and so I'm proud that I've accepted who I am, and that wasn't easy. My lowest point in my transition was I did attempt self-harm, and this was the worst day of my life, for sure. The next day, my spouse and I went to a family. I did go to the hospital and was medically seen, by a medical doctor in the ER and psychiatrist. Then was released from the hospital, and then the next day, my spouse and I went to our family doctor, and I informed work at the very start, and I was put off automatically off work because I do work in such a secure, sensitive workplace. And while I was off for 2.5 months, that's when I did all the training for my coworkers. That was, again, a low point in my life, and it was, something never to be repeated, and not realizing that there was supports for me, and that, this was a major mistake that I made, and again, never to be repeated. One of my biggest supporters is our family doctor. She was our family doctor she'd been for over 30 years. I was very scared about seeing her because I didn't know about, how she would react. So I reached out to the Hamilton Trans Network, and my spouse, she was concerned for my health, and so she went to our family doctor and explained, what was going on, and our doctors, told her that, have me call as soon as possible. I had the most wonderful appointment ever. It was just amazing. Just felt so great for family doctor to see me who I am. And again, for 30 years, and it was just a wonderful experience. One of my major interests, and it's my passion, is running. I love to run. I took two bad injuries. One in February of 19, training for a marathon, and then in June of 20, an IT band injury. But running has been just an amazing passion for me for my mental health, which I do struggle with. And I just love it, and I can't wait. I am post-op, so I hopefully, not more than hopefully, will be able to start running in January. And I can't wait to start running again. Since post-surgery, I just started, when we're having inclement weather, starting on the treadmill, which is going really, really great for me. I love to cook, and it's, I guess, in a pandemic, it's been really a great pastime because there hasn't been a lot of stuff we can do, and especially going out for dinner. So that is another passion of mine that, I just, love creating something delicious and that kind of stuff. My acceptance, in society, I feel it's been really, really great. Going shopping and being out and about in the city. It's just been a wonderful experience for me and for, people to see me for who I am, and to get to know people, to be able to share my life and, have new friends. There were some people that were thinking that I was attention seeking, that I'm just a teen, and it's just like, really? I'm like, yeah. And out of all the comments, that was the most weirdest thing. Like to hear that, like, I was just like, I couldn't believe that comment. And people, did come to my defense on this. This was, no, this is not attention seeking. You don't yeah. So, I love, on social media, on some of the LGBT websites that I belong to in Hamilton, and trans support groups, that young parents, are seeking help and advice and being so supportive of their children that are questioning. And I think that is so beautiful and so important. And it's amazing for me to hear a parent, accepting, their child and wanting nothing but the best. It's just wonderful. And, I wish that, I could have had that, but, I was just, the time that I was born, it just, was never an option, and I see society changing, every generation. It gets better and more accepting. And I wish, society, for the most part, would be happy for all trans people. One thing that is very, very important in any transgender's life is to have allies. And it is so important to be an ally. And it's all about listening and love and support and compassion and empathy. And it's just so important that when somebody does come out, that, friends and family members do take on an allyship role. Let the person know that they are loved, they are supported, and they are accepted, and that is, the most important thing. And it's easy to be an ally. It's just, accepting another human being for who they are, and then it's just, I think, a wonderful opportunity for a person to, come along on somebody's journey that is transitioning. I think that's just a really beautiful journey that, people can choose to be a part of. Letting everyone know that you are loved and supported, and that's really, really important. And it's just such a beautiful journey, but it's not an easy one as well. And it's so important for a trans person to be able to share that journey as well, with people that they love and who love them. So all our experiences are uniquely different and also the same. Like, it doesn't kind of make sense saying that, but we all have a unique story to tell, but it all revolves around the same theme. And it's just wonderful, listening to everybody's story, because the common denominator is being trans and coming out, and the different struggles that come with that, all the happiness, the greatness. My final message that's important to me is the importance of love and accepting of transgender people. Whether it's in the store and a complete stranger, a family member, any aspect of life. Because I know when I came out at work, a couple of coworkers weren't avoiding me, but were nervous to be around me. And then we finally sat down and had a coffee, and we had a really nice chit chat. And they conveyed to me that, this wasn't easy for them. And, and I basically replied, it's no picnic over here either. It's really not easy. And, we had great laughs. And I did get some feedback from a manager that, that they said, well, it was just like, talking to her like we used to talk to her before. And like, and like he made a joke to them, like, well, what did you think, right? I'm still the same person. So, it's not easy, meeting people that for the first time after you've come out, and as uncomfortable it is, for the person, there's a lot of anxiety and stress, for specifically, me and other transgender people. But it was so special for me, for people to see me for the first time, and being called Lisa. It was just the most, wonderful experience to be able to share. Always, kind of living a lie and being deceitful to people about who I was, and that wasn't the case. But you kind of feel this way, and then I think that people also feel that you've deceived them, and again, that's not the case, but being in the closet is being in the closet, and it's not a choice that anybody wants to make. It's just pre-chosen, like the closet's really the only choice. And then, as time goes by, then we realize that, we don't have to be in the closet. And I think that's, what's, again, great as, time is going by, that it's easier and easier for people to come out. And, I can't wait till where people don't have to come out, that I'm, just Lisa. And that's it. And, there's no trans label, there's no this, there's no that. It's just Lisa, and this is who I am. I'm right around 1 month post-op from gender reassignment surgery in Montreal. I'd love to give a shout out to GSR Montreal. Everyone there is just amazing. My surgeon is Dr. Broussard. Just a wonderful, kind man. Everybody at the clinic was just amazing. The meals were amazing, the supports, the care. It was just the most wonderful experience. It was literally the best day of my life. And I remember lying in the recovery room right after this surgery, and it's just never felt so complete and so happy. And it was just, one of those just amazing moments. And it's really indescribable. And it was just a beautiful moment. And the whole process has just been amazing. Thank you so much.